Hey guys, how are you? This is Wendy Kim of Your Dream Realized Financial and Business Coaching. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm trying something new here with Facebook Live. Up till now, I've been using Be Live TV, which hasn't worked the greatest. And now Facebook Live has actually added a new feature. Hey, Karina. And you can interview other people through your Facebook Live. You don't actually have to buy software or anything. So I am actually going to go ahead and add my special guest today, Ashley Holden Wilson. Here we go. And if you guys want, I can even do a on how to do Facebook Live interview style videos using the Facebook Live feature. Hey Ashley,
Hi,
how
Wendy.
are you?
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your patience in testing out this new feature. So let me give a little bit of an introduction for you guys about myself as well as Ashley. First, so this is a show called Inspiring Entrepreneurs, and I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, and I'm passionate about helping to support other entrepreneurs who have purpose-filled businesses. I stole that term from you, Ashley. I really like that term. And especially mompreneurs who are making a difference in our community, which is how I came across Ashley Wilson. And she has an amazing business called Sharing Exchange, which she's going to tell us more about and give us her background and her story, and is going to tell us about how she's making moms' lives easier and parents in general, which, as a mom myself, I can totally appreciate. So, Ashley, go ahead. If you could tell us about maybe a little bit about your background and then Sharing Exchange and what you do in your business.
My background, I was formerly a teacher. And then once
Okay.
I had my kids, I wanted to do something where I could work from home and kind of be my own boss and have flexibility. So I went down the path of entrepreneurship. And I did a startup about 3 years ago now, a food product, a lactation food product for breastfeeding moms. And I spent about 12 months taking that product from a concept in a home kitchen to international distribution. So that was really something that I truly enjoyed. Unfortunately, the
Mhm.
partnership that I created with my business partner didn't end up working out. So I stepped away from that business, and then I had a second baby in 2016 and took a few months off and decided I've got to, get back to being an entrepreneur. I love working for myself. I missed, having that piece kind of outside of just being a mom. And so every year, my family travels back to the East Coast twice a year, and we were always faced with bringing all of our kids' stuff with us. And, what do
Mhm.
we do? Do we lug everything with us? Do we rent stuff when we're there? My parents would always try to find, a bouncer seat and a crib for us, and we were always faced with the same issues traveling. And so the idea kind of came to me because it was a problem that I had with my family traveling with two young children. Kids just require so much stuff. And so I
Mhm.
wanted a way for parents to be able to make their lives easier when they travel and access kind of the things that they need from local families rather than having to rent it from a rental company or buy things and then leave them behind, which can be sometimes super wasteful. So the idea
Mhm.
came to me, and I did some focus groups with parents in the community to talk, to talk through, is this an idea that they would, a service that they would utilize, that they would participate in? And the feedback was really positive. So kind of set the building blocks in place to start the company. It took a long time to kind of feel out the whole development side of it and
Mhm.
figure out, do we want to build an app? Did we want to build a website that was mobile responsive? And in the end of the day, we ended up going with the mobile responsive website as our MVP product to market. And so We've launched in February, so we've been in business just a few short months, and the response has been wonderful. We have, when we first started, we were really marketing to everyone because personally, I think this service can be used in a lot of different ways. Um, However, now we're really
Mm-hmm.
focused on the travel market. And really, what the platform does is connects local families to people that are traveling, so that when families travel, they can rent the children's gear that they need from a family local to their final destination. So instead of bringing everything with them, they can find someone like me who's in the community and say, okay, you're not using your baby swing, you're not using your portable crib right now, you're not using your play mat, and you have an extra bucket of beach toys. Well, I don't really want to bring all that with me. I'll just rent it from you for the week or 2 weeks that I'm here. We offer much lower price points than rental companies, and you have that nice face-to-face connection with another mom or dad. And you can learn a little bit about the community. We just had a successful rental over the weekend from this wonderful mom who is here for 2 weeks from Miami, and she wants to go out into the community and do activities with her daughter. And we happen to have daughters that are the same age, so I was able to share with her, where's story time, various things that she could do with her daughter, which she wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. If she was renting from a company, they wouldn't be able to have that personal connection with
So
somebody who.
how do you, like, if I were a mom and I was going on vacation and I wanted to rent like a car seat or like maybe a crib or something like that, how would I actually find you?
We were working on our SEO. You would find
Okay.
us through referral or doing a search for San Diego baby rentals. We would come up,
Okay.
and open marketplace, so any family or any parent can list their unused baby items or things that they're not
Okay.
the things that they're not using every day. And right now we're fairly small, so I'm able to control the quality pretty well. It's a lot of like friends and family that are on the
Mhm.
place right now. And so when you log in, you can just browse all the inventory that's listed. You can message the owner directly and ask them questions about the product, request additional photographs, maybe hop on the phone with them and talk about, the items in person. And then you book it through our website. And when you make the reservation, just a hold is placed on your credit card. You're not charged up front. And then
Mhm.
once you meet the person, so let's say 2 weeks later your vacation starts, you come here, you meet the person. You want to make sure the items are kind of represented as they were on the site. So when you meet the person and get the items, at that point you can either then accept the rental or reject the rental. And the rental begins, your credit card is booked, and then you arrange with the owner to either pick the items up at the end or you drop them off.
Okay, so it's almost like a kind of like an Airbnb, but for stuff that you would need for your trip.
Exactly. So it's kind of the
Okay.
Airbnb kids gear, and it can be toys.
Mhm.
It can popular items because we're here in San Diego are beach tents, beach toys, strollers, car seats, things that people don't want to bring with them, but they still want to have the
Mhm.
access to them.
Yeah.
So they're able to have the access to all the things the families in our communities have while they're on their vacation.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. That sounds a lot better than, I mean, I remember when my kids were younger having to take several car seats, a high chair, a pack and play, and it was a freaking nightmare. So yeah,
And
this sounds like definitely a useful service. I was going to ask you, so how did you go about actually deciding, okay, this is actually going to be a business that I'm going to run, and how did you take it from the concept idea stage to actually carrying it out? I know you said you did some focus groups, but I'd love to hear kind of more detail around that.
yeah, so we did a totally anonymous I forget. I think it was a Survey Monkey survey where you can pay to have random people take a survey
Mhm.
based on questions that you determined, and then you can get very focused in their demographics and their income level and where they live and all of that. So we did a very focused survey based on some questions. That was kind of our first step. And over 50% of the people said that they would be willing to try something like this. And to us, we were hoping to get like 20%. So 50% was like phenomenal. So I was like, okay, well, we might be onto something here. And then we did an in-person focus group with about 10 moms in the community, where we had them for an evening, and we spent about 2 hours walking them through a whole exercise of, the feelings of when they get something new for their child, when they give things away, which kind of led them to naturally. At the end, we told them what the idea was. We didn't tell them the idea up front. And so we got really great feedback from the focus group, and parents were sharing that this is something that they would be interested in. And it's a nice way for parents in the community not only to open up space in their home and not have to store everything, but they also can make some extra money. So some people are really seeing it as an extra, income revenue stream, as a very part-time work, that they can rent their stuff out, a week or two here, a week there, and get some extra cash for a date night, or, put it towards going on a vacation or something like that. So it's,
Sorry, Ashley, you're kind of cutting out and it's hard to hear you. Can you, I don't know if you can speak closer or louder or.
Can you see now?
Yeah, we can try that. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is something that people, it's kind of, again, I keep on thinking the Airbnb model. It seems to be like a win-win for, okay, there you go. It seems to be like a win-win in the sense that if I have a bunch of baby stuff in the garage that is not really doing anything but taking up space, I can actually use that to make some income while at the same time helping another family who doesn't want to have to keep buying a bunch of stuff when they're traveling.
Totally.
Were you able to hear me with that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly, you were right on track.
Okay, yeah, I could see that being like a great opportunity for people, because obviously everyone's always looking for opportunities to make a little extra cash, especially moms.
Exactly.
For sure. So how, I work a lot with moms, and I love being able to empower moms to start their own businesses, which is why I was excited when I heard about your business. That being said, I think there are a lot of moms out there who might feel fearful or feel scared to start a business or to do something like this. Did you have any of those types of feelings, and how were you able to overcome that?
Yeah, so, even though I've gotten started and I'm going, I still feel that way every day. A little scared, but also very, very excited. So, at some point you just have to take the leap. I don't think there's ever a good time to start a business. There's never an ideal time where you have all the time in the world and, your kids aren't in the picture and it's just this great time to start a business. That doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So,
right.
You have to definitely make sure that it makes financial sense. You can afford to not take an income and start a business. That you should think of the, practical side of things. But then on the other side, you should just go for it, and get the building blocks in place, do your research, make sure you have market validation, make sure that you've, talked to people in the, your core audience and your potential customers. Are there competitors out there? That's probably a good sign when there are competitors out there, because it's just market validation, showing that, this is something that other people are doing and other people are interested in doing. And so I think that you just kind of have to start at some point and just chip away every day, make your to-do list and keep moving forward. And when there's a roadblock, because there are going to be many, you just need to stay positive and make sure that you have a really good support system around you. a good partner or spouse that is going to lift you up. And when you're having a day where you don't feel like you got anything done, that they can say, look at all these things that you've accomplished, just because today, you might not have, written a whole new page of your website. At least you were able to get, 2 new people to sign up and join the platform. So it's really about taking a step back and making sure that you're always feeling accomplished, even if it's a small accomplishment. I think moms are really hard on themselves and have very high expectations and always want to have things perfect. And I definitely fall into this category. And so it's been hard for me to kind of, as I go, to set realistic expectations and not, constantly put such a pressure on myself that isn't realistic to obtain. Every day just slowly chipping away and getting things done and staying organized and, networking and getting into the community and making sure that I'm making those connections and, trying to do something for marketing. It's just about small steps, I think. So just, expectations and pressure can be a lot on a mom. So making sure that you have people around you that support you.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I definitely can relate to a lot of the feelings that you feel, for sure, and being able to focus on the positive rather than why am I not getting this done or something like that. That's really good. What about you have, how many children do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, and how old are they?
They are 15 months and 3.5.
Okay, so you have young children. Wow.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you're busy for sure. So what does being a mompreneur afford you that may be working for like a corporate job or might not have been able to afford you?
I think having the flexibility of being at home, even though I'm working, even though I'm up in my office, I can still hear kind of what's going on. I can pop down and say hi when my daughter's having her lunch. I'm able to drive my oldest daughter to preschool most days or pick her up when when it fits my schedule. And had I gone back to being a teacher or, gone to the corporate world, it would have been, my schedule wouldn't have been as flexible. And even though I'm staying up late every single night and working during nap time and making it all work, to me, that sacrifice is worth it, because I want to be able to be present with my kids when I do have those few, minutes of downtime. I can really be with them and appreciate all the things that they're going through and every step of the way.
Yeah, I think that's amazing that you're able to do what you're passionate about, but at the same time be able to have that flexibility to be with your kids and to drop them off and pick them up and things like that. Are there any qualities that you would say uniquely qualify moms to be entrepreneurs?
Organization, for sure. I would say if you're not organized, it's hard to be a mom because there's just so many schedules and routines and things you need to remember. So being organized, I think, is great. Moms are great multitaskers, and when you are a mompreneur and a CEO, you need to do and be able to wear many hats. The multitasking, the organization is definitely really important. And I think, too, that we are able to, because we work so hard to support our children and to support our spouse, we're able to also dive into the mompreneur community and support others. And I think that is important, because if you're just sitting in your office and you're this solopreneur that never connects with others, it's going to get really lonely and very isolating. So being able to, get out there in front of people and connect, I think is, something that's important for mompreneurs. So definitely just being able to multitask and stay on top of things and, make sure you're organized and plan your time, because you have to be able to schedule your time for, your various tasks in your business, and then also schedule time to be with your kids.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and that kind of leads me to my next question. How do you, because I mean, you have young kids, you're married, you are an entrepreneur, you're wearing a lot of different hats. How do you keep yourself going and take care of yourself so that you're not burned out and completely overwhelmed?
Well, that's definitely a constant struggle, finding time for
Mm-hmm.
myself. My husband is fantastic, and he is very much, he's a very involved dad and partner, and we really view our marriage as a partnership. And so we do, he's doing everything I'm doing, unloading the dishwasher just as much as I am, folding laundry just as much as I am. And we kind of tag team that
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff. And he's very good about making sure on the weekends that I have time without the kids, an hour or two here or there to go run to the grocery store, go work out at the gym, or go for a walk. And I think that that's important to recognize and be very open with your spouse or partner, to say, I need time to myself. I'm working very hard in my business. I'm working very hard, at home with the kids, and to find that alone time, whether it be to exercise and to stay healthy. I love gardening, so sometimes I just escape out to my garden for, an hour. So whatever your outside passion may be, to make sure you're still fostering that and enjoying, who you are before you became a mom and before you became an entrepreneur, because it can get very all-consuming very quickly. Being a mom is like one whole major thing, and being an entrepreneur is another whole major thing. And to have them both
Mm-hmm.
combined is like a lot. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and, getting that alone time, whether it be grabbing, a glass of wine with a friend, or, just
Mm-hmm.
going outside and reading alone for 15 minutes. Just that break where you can just, be more mindful and declutter your mind and just think about something other than your business and your kids is really healthy, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can't say I do this perfectly myself, but being able to, when I'm with my kids, making sure that I'm present with them and
Yeah.
not like thinking about the business and not thinking about work and other things, but making sure that I'm really there with them. But then even with my business too, like it's so easy to think, oh my gosh, like the house is a mess. Like I have to
Yeah.
do laundry. Oh my gosh, my kids, they need this. But just giving that privilege to myself to be able to go, no, this is my time to focus on this. And this is my time to go have coffee with a friend, like you said, and to not feel guilty. Because I
Yeah.
do think that a lot of moms feel that mommy guilt for sure. Well, thank
Totally.
you
And
so much. Okay, sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something?
no, go ahead. I was just going to say that moms, you can't do everything all the time. So if your house is a
Right.
little messy, that's okay. As long as everyone's eating and alive, like I'm always like, that's a
Yeah,
win.
definitely, definitely. So how can people learn more about you and your business? What's the best
Well,
way?
you could come to our website, which is thesharingexchange.com. So
Okay.
the THE, sharingexchange.com. You can also find us on all social media channels. On Instagram, we are at The Sharing Exchange. On Facebook, we're at The Sharing Exchange. And on Twitter, we are just Sharing Exchange.
Okay.
So that's how you can find us. And we have a wonderful blog that we launched about 8 weeks ago that has weekly posts about traveling with your kids, with just general, parenting articles about raising mindful, consumers and anything in the
Hmm.
parenting space. So I've really enjoyed writing that, and we've gotten really good feedback from our articles. So you can also check that out.
Okay, great. And for everyone, we'll make sure that those links are posted in the comments. And this recording will be available afterwards. But so if you have any questions for either myself or for Ashley, please go ahead and put that in the comments, and we'll be monitoring it. But again, thank you so much, Ashley, for your time, and thank you everybody for tuning in and your participation, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Take care.
You too.
Bye.